Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Chrono Cross. Last time we made our way into the time fortress Chronopolis with awesome music and a whole bunch of mechanical enemies that we can beat the ever-living crap out of because Guile just unleashes hell. And the fact that all of our stone weapons are critical, as well as the Masamune if you care to use that. Now the Gyro Blade, nothing special there. The Arrow Guards have Holy Light as a rare steal if you're so inclined to go after that. I don't really feel the need to do that anymore. We've got enough powerful elements really for the rest of the game. I don't think I really need to drop anything at this point. But we can use Guile to finish these guys off. A couple of attacks here. Yeah, these guys are blue innate, but they still take lots of damage from Guile. We fast forward through these attack animations, finish them off real quick. So yeah, they have rare steals if you are interested in going after them, but eh. And look at that, we got our mini stat up there. Aw, no strength? Ooh. Well, you got some strength. Getting a lot of meteor showers. Well, we finished off the rest of those guys. Let's go try over here to the left first. On the left here, there is a save point. So we have good access to a save point. I will be using that in the future. Perhaps what we're doing is wrong. If the experiment succeeds, we will be able to control time. We will have complete control over history and, in a sense, become like gods. So what meaning is there in the history of mankind? It's too late now. Can't afford to fail in this experiment. For some reason, anything goes wrong, the anti-annihilation energy will probably overwhelm us. Who knows what the consequences may be? Okay, you already said that. I am going to order away now. Nothing else here. Keep that save point in mind because I will be using it to go back to off-screen. There is a party member change that I will be doing shortly. This is probably my favorite dungeon in the game. And here's a forget-me-not pot. Now, the reason why I stole one earlier, even though we have access to it now, is because, think about it, I've actually used it 2 or 3 times already. And to be honest, I don't think I would use it after this point. So, I give it to you at a kind of a bad time. But yeah, this is probably my favorite dungeon for a number of reasons. One of them is the music and the atmosphere and all that kind of good stuff. Another is how much plot gets explored here. And here, the door is blocked off, so we can't go further up there, but there's a treasure chest there, so we'll want to come back to that later. Now, you walk... Okay, I ran into nothing. You can walk through that, and I think there's time for you to skip into the door below and avoid fighting them. But as you can see, they put the battle trigger in there somewhere, so that even if you're not on the same spot, you still have to fight them. But the battle goes the same way as previous. The reason why they're doing such little damage to me is because of the prism mails. The prism mails make a huge bit of difference in terms of defensive capabilities that you have here. They're not really designed to ever be used. They're there as a kind of a novelty thing. The rainbow equipment is just so overpowered, especially as far as defense goes, that it's just kind of nuts. Alright, so we've cleared all the enemies on the first floor, and can I go in here yet? No, this one is security locked. And can't seem to press that button, so I guess we're heading back this way. Well, there it is. I got my first rare drop power seal. Excellent. Might as well throw that over onto Fargo there. I believe I got one of these in my test run too. So 5 to attack, really nice to have them. Right now, I really want the Dreamer's bandanas on. That probably won't always be the case. Having those power seals, especially for boss fights, is way more important than a Dreamer's bandana most of the time. But actually, I could probably throw that Dragon's Glory on you instead of that. Now, I do have the sunglasses on Guile here. I believe he has enough damage to take out those groups of enemies regardless of whether he has it on. It's just an insurance policy, so I don't end up having an enemy stuck with 10 HP or something stupid like that. But yeah, this area and pretty much the Dead Sea in general are probably my favorite sections of the game. They're almost completely different from the rest of the game in terms of story. Well, that's my just rewards for that fight. I got a 99% miss with Eagle Eye. And then I had to go and fight it again, and then I hit a 72% accuracy Fierce Attack because I was too lazy to build up more stamina. And I got another rare power seal. Okay, let's take a look at this guy here. That's also locked by whatever the security is. What's this say? Nothing? Well, there doesn't seem to be anything else here. So let's go on in here. Start to find out why I love this area so much. Originally, El Nido was nothing but ocean. Now, you heard some of the guys say so earlier. It was nothing but a man-made island here, and Gaia's navel, apparently, according to this image. The El Nido archipelago was purely artificial, created by fate. It was a remodeling plan that took place 10,000 years ago. The plan to include islands blessed with nature in the Sea of El Nido. The main islands of El Nido, the Earth Dragon Isle, Water Dragon Isle, Black Dragon Isle, later named Marpule, the development of elements using the energy of the natural world. So elements themselves seem to have been created, man-made somehow. Still not sure what's going on. The distribution of memory terminal devices called Records of Fate, which is this game's terminology for save points. These Records of Fate that could monitor and guide people's lives. This is a whole other level of Big Brother. The research center staff had their memories of the future erased, left the center, and began a life outside amidst nature. This is how Fate's paradise came into existence. So the entire area that we've been exploring up until now, save for Gaia's navel, is artificial. It was manufactured over a 10,000 year period. For over 10,000 years, Fate has been watching over and guiding descendants of the staff who left the research center. Everything was in perfect harmony. That is, until 14 years ago, when a boy came into contact with the flame on the night storm. If you remember one of the flashbacks that we had, it saw Serge's father and Miguel wander into what we've now seen as the first door of Chronopolis. That was 14 years ago during a storm where they got washed ashore somewhere else. We now know that to be Sea of Eden. Things are slowly falling into place. For over 10,000 years, yeah, you just say the same thing? Okay. Talk to you. Where was the lock release for the elevator again? My mind's been blanking out lately. Well, I'm sure it's not in anywhere, super obvious or super, logical. I probably got to go through, half this dungeon in order to find it. And then even, oh, it's right there. Never mind. Yeah, they're not hiding that one too well. I don't know if technically the middle would be called Fire Dragon Isle, but they never really talk about it. These two over here don't seem to have any significance to anything. Not any of the dragon powers or anything like that. So we have Earth, Sky or White, Green, Water, Black, and Fire. And this over here is the Sea of Eden. So we've released the security lock, so not only can we go in that elevator, but we can go up here too. Now, in here, there's a mysterious being inside. We have to bring someone that knows what this is. Helpful! That explains everything! I put all of the level 7 text on all of the characters here. All the ones that I had. Just put them all in place. You can see I don't have any of them anymore. They were always at the bottom of the screen, which means very few characters still need them. So if you've done all that work, there are a few that still do need them. Marcy is one of them. She gains hers, I think, at level 40 automatically. So we don't have that yet. Zappa, I believe, also gets his automatically, probably at level 40. Much has already got hers. Glenn will get his, again, I believe, at level 40. And most of the other ones we've either picked up. Starkey's we get later. Sprig doesn't get a level 7 tech. We already got a number of these ones, including these 4. We picked those all up in the previous 2 episodes. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of them. Leah's already got hers. I think Sneff gets his at a later level. I don't think he has his yet. One other note here. I was looking into this further. The Piggy Boink is his level 7 tech. Now, this does have something to do with the increasing the size of the piggy bank when we talk to Van's father in Another World, I think? Yes, Another World, because this Van is from Homeworld. Apparently, you can go back to his house in, I guess it would be Homeworld, the poor version of his house. And you can put money in his piggy bank, and the amount of money in that piggy bank determines the amount of damage he does with this attack. But if you fill it up too much, it has a tendency to break open when you do the attack, and then it resets the value to 0, and then you got to go put more money in. So suffice to say, I'm never going to use this, but it's there. That's how it works. Have fun. Stina, we already got both of yours. We got Docs. Oral Huz we got. Pip is an interesting one. Pip's level 7 tech will be Pounce plus 4 or a different elemental one based on how you evolve Pip. I don't care. It's still Pip. I'm still not evolving him. Tough. Of all the characters we have left, the only one that doesn't have the tech that has anything to do with where we are right now, in the fact that he's a cyborg and there's lots of mechanical enemies here. Sure, closest idea I can get. But we need to bring him in here in order to get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run back to that save point and I'm going to pick it up. And then I will see you in a moment. Okay, we're back, and what I did in between is I got an achievement for 500 battles completed. I've been trying to keep up with fighting off-screen a bunch of battles to keep some of my other characters' stats up, to give a better idea of how powerful some of the other ones are going to be, not just the ones I'm using. And I think it might be working a little bit. But I have been doing a number of fights off screen. Primarily, I've just been going to, not Foss. Why do I always forget where it is? The one in between Arnie Village and Opasa Beach. I can never remember, and I go there all the time. still don't know what the name of it. I've done this like 6 times where I can't remember the frickin' name of that stupid place. But regardless, that's where I've been going. So I haven't been gaining any excess like experience or money or anything like that. I've just been doing that to get everyone's stats. Go in there with Surge, poke everything, and it dies. I did that here and got another power seal, as well as that achievement for 500 battles. While I was doing that, we brought Groybeck here. This cannot be the ancient superweapon that was under development in 4. Remember, this is the future. It looks complete. And we get Groybeck's Strong Arm, which is a terrible name for his tech. But it's the one we get. And he is required in the party in order for you to get it. When putting all of them on, I was just going like this, putting it to whatever their level is, or whatever their innate is with triangle there, and then it gives you quick access to the one you're looking for. Yeah, it's not terribly a good one. I wish they would have done all of his techs in line with, say, Robo's techs. So give him Rocket Fist, give him Groybeck Tackle or Laser Spin or something like that, which it kind of is a laser spin. And then, I don't know, give this one, multi-punch or something like that. Maybe it looks like an Uzi punch. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I used it. But this here is interesting. Enter the lock release code. Error. Now, the fastest and easiest way to do this is to close them all, enter a code of 0, and it works. And you get recharge. Recharge is not a unique element, but a rare element to get access to. I don't think it's black only. Okay, they're red. I thought they were black. I don't know why I thought they were black. These are consumables. It recovers a used element for reuse. So I would assume this only works on one specific element, and I would guess you could select it. To be honest, never used these, and I don't think I ever would. It's so rare that you would need it. If you were really struggling, I could say you wanting to use it on, say, like a Saint summon, because that heals and does damage, and it's great that way. By the way, that Polis police fight from the last episode, you can use it on that guy, because he's going to build up that elemental field a lot, and then you can use that, do damage to him, and heal. It's an easy way of getting it. It won't do as much, but you could always turn him black ahead of time. So anyway, so there's recharge. Now I'm going to give you a brief overview on how this puzzle actually works, because it's rare to find anyone who really understands it. They just found a code that works for them and they move on. The easiest way is to close them all and enter 0. And then take a drink, because it's going to take a bit. The way it works is open. It's kind of like binary. So open equals a value, closed equals no value. So for shits and giggles, we'll go closed is 0, open is 1. However, that one value has a different value depending on which door it is. Starting from over here, this one has a value of 1. And then each subsequent one as we move left has an increased value by double the previous one. So this one is worth 2 when it's open. This one here is worth 4 when open, 8, and 16. So you just have to add those numbers together. Anyone that's open, so if this is open, it's worth 16. If it's closed, it's worth 0. And you add up the total and you input it into the value over here and you get the item. So let's close this. We'll open this one and this one. So it should be 16 plus 4. It should be 20. And the code is confirmed. So that's basically how that goes. It's a lot easier to explain with the visual aid than it was to write out my explanation, which I basically read before I started the episode and then it completely ignored while we were here. But yeah, it's not super obvious. Now, the enemies have respawned. That's why I fought a bunch of extra enemies and how I got the extra power seal. I just took the elevator down to the previous floor. But now that we've got that, we need to go back to the first floor, get rid of Groybeck, and then come back here, and then we'll go to the third floor. Each time you use the elevator, the enemies around here will respawn on you. So just keep that in mind. Now over here is probably the one enemy that isn't going to die to that same strategy that we've seen before. I probably didn't need that little break to double check things, but better safe than sorry. He is guarding a chest. I think there's a way of cheesing by here if you really want to, but here we have a combat. We're going to do a bunch of damage here with Fargo, though you don't need to worry too much because our stone weapons will do extra damage, and well, gonna get you. And nice pun again, game. And one more attack. One more attack. Oh, I wanted to finish him with invincible. Boo. Enemy not strong enough. And this late into the game, it's got to be guarding something really powerful. Fucking Hellbound? What? Why is that there? Why is it being guarded? There's a bunch of weird stuff going on here. Let's talk to this. Model of brain analysis. Oops. Model of lower animal brain. Model of brain behavior. You see over here, we've got what looks to be some kind of a primate, and then a more human appearance over here. Memory scanning and imprinting is not that difficult of a thing. As a matter of fact, it is possible to stimulate the thoughts and feelings of each individual. These are all just electric signals that flow around the circuitry, easy for me to say, of the brain. Vessels of flesh can now be reproduced through cloning. The soul stored within these fleshy vessels can be simulated as well. Thus, one could even go so far as to say that death itself no longer exists. What kind of future did my past party create? However, this consumes at the cost of the destruction of the individual, the loss of variation. In which case, is there truly life where there is death? Oh, the philosophy! I'm getting Blade Runner vibes. Yeah, I would say Blade Runner vibes in a sense. The idea of questioning whether cybernetics lead to the existence of a soul, or whether, the Turing test applies and they're, sentient enough to be considered, sentient, I guess, or whatever you want to talk about there. It's been done to death in every form of sci-fi. Data in Star Trek: The Next Generation. By the way, Blade Runner's a good movie. The book is way better. The book is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? I read that book before I saw the movie, watched the movie after, and to be honest, at the time I was disappointed. I much more enjoyed the book. I've seen the movie again since then, and it's better than the first time I saw it, but the book is definitely the better experience. And I'm not usually one of the people that says that, because I've only probably read about like a half dozen books and seen the movies. Usually it's one or the other. Anyway, manipulating the nerve transmitters, the neurotransmitters, is that what you're going for? Inside their brains, it's possible to control the feelings and even the personalities of humans. Fate uses the records of fate to connect directly to the brains of the humans with whom they come into contact. Our save points connect us to this capitalized fate. Fate not only imprints what actions the humans should take into their brains, but also rewrites their personalities and feelings. I said earlier this was Big Brother on a whole nother level. It's actual manipulation. Words are hard today. What is going on? That's insanity. The life forms on this planet developed from single-celled microorganisms to protozoans, fish to amphibians, reptiles to mammals, and eventually to humans. Beginning with the cerebral neocortex, which only exists in higher animals. I was hoping they would fix this. The anthropod brain. Stop. Rewind. Anthropod is not actually a word. I was looking this up because I was like, anthropod. Anthro meaning human, but I never remember hearing anthropod mentioned in any lectures I've ever been in. Arthropod is the closest word that would make sense, but that's an animal with an exoskeleton. They're talking about a brain here. So what I think they're going for is anthropoid, which is a term meaning to have the characteristics of a human being in terms of shape or appearance. But yeah, they mucked this up in the translation, or my, hours worth of research that never found this term ever mentioned, just missed somehow. So it's entirely possible that I screwed up, but I looked and I couldn't find this word. But I did find arthropoid, which is probably what they were going for. Anyway, the arthropoid brain, so the human brain, enlarged at an accelerating pace until it became the human brain we know. Basically, the human-like brain became closer to the human. So basically, apes in the terminology used by this game, or various, humanoid species in real life. The reason for the abnormal development of the human brain let's start over. The reason for the abnormal development of the human brain be the biological contamination caused by Lavos. If it then follows, words are so difficult today. It then follows that humans are really a heterogeneous life form or foreign matter as far as the planet is concerned. Don't think that's what heterogeneous means, because hetero meaning two, or opposite, I believe. One of the two. Yeah, I was right to question that. Heterogeneous, diverse in character or content. Of or denoting a process involving substances in different phases. Or in mathematics, yeah, I'm not reading that because I can't even figure out what the hell that says. Math is hard. We're not doing math. So heterogeneous life form would not be foreign matter. It would be diverse life forms. So I'm not sure what exactly they're talking about. They really kind of overdo some of the science terminology mumbo jumbo here and then don't properly define it. So there's that. Humans are a sudden mutation caused by the contact with Lavos, an alien life form that fell to the planet from space. So this has been kind of set up a few times now. They're saying that Lavos basically influenced our evolution. Why humans are, biologically speaking, unbalanced and complete. Internally inconsistent and disconnected, human existence is plagued by contradictions. That makes sense. We are absolutely plagued by contradictions. An incomplete species torn between love and hatred, whose very being is self-contradictory. Things are a little frightening here. I don't like the direction that they're taking this. I will fight those guys off screen. Another door here. DNA, the seeds of life. The human body is made up of 50 to 60 billion cells. I believe that number is also wrong. I didn't look that one up ahead of time either, but I'm pretty sure I did in my test run and then just didn't make a note about it because I was like, I don't remember. I thought it was hundreds of millions or it was trillions or doesn't matter. Each of these cells contains genes in the form of DNA. The fundamental building blocks that exist inside the cell's chromosomes. They store genetic information that can be passed on from parent to child. The structure of DNA is common throughout all life, throughout all universes. Through DNA recombination, life forms take on differing forms with varying abilities. Interesting. Again, I don't know how much of that is actually true. Why is there a person there in shorts and a backwards hat? Hello, I know what that is. Lavos. Extraterrestrial life form that is thought to have fallen from the heavens 65 years ago. We were there, we saw it happen, it's true. On the timeline that existed before they know about the time change. On the timeline that existed before history was changed, Lavos was assumed to have slept deep below the planet's surface, sleeping and consuming the planet's energy up until the day of destruction known as the Apocalypse. There are those who believe that 12,000 years ago, legendary ancient magical civilization known as Zeal came into contact with Lavos. That fateful encounter is said to have resulted in Zeal disappearing from the surface of the planet within the space of a single night. Also, we can confirm that. However, the very existence of the ancient civilization of Zeal has never been proven, so the theory cannot be confirmed. It's confirmed. On some timelines, Lavos appeared on the surface of the planet in the year 1999 and brought the world to ruin. However, a group of young time travelers saw where their planet's history was heading, and through their actions rewrote time. A rainbow shell. Probably good to pick that up. DNA records are poems and music. Adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine, rhythm, and melody. Okay, you're just trying to make me say, difficult to pronounce words now, aren't you? Perhaps the DNA of the ones who make contact with the flame is recomposed by the sound they generate within. Sound has something to do with it, eh? Wonder if life forms are just dreaming in an endless flow of music. Well, that was interesting. As a secondary strategy for taking out enemies if there's only two that appear on the field, you can give Surge, depending on what his strength stat is, the Power Seal and maybe like another Power Seal or a Dragon's Glory or, Dragon's Gauntlet or something like that. And he should be able to use a weak attack and a strong attack to take out each of the flying dudes. If there's only two in the battle, you can just have him attack a couple of times and you should be able to take him out. As I am right now, I kill them, I'd say about... There's only one that I didn't kill in you know, a weak attack and a strong attack. So there's only 2 of them. It's faster to have Surge, just take them out without having to buff anyone. So there's another option there if you're interested. Another way of taking care of the enemies. That clears the 3rd floor. I think we're going to call her for today. We're going to head back down to the 1st floor. We still have the 4th floor and B1 to explore. But this area is dense, full of information. Dense, as we've seen, full of references back to the previous game. And there's just a lot of stuff to get to, and I don't want to bog you guys down too much. Anyway, that's pretty much all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.